welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be showing you everything that I crocheted for my upcoming market, and I will be letting you know the price of each item as I show it. I have watched a number of these videos on YouTube, especially when I was first starting out, and one thing that's always bothered me is nobody really seemed to be talking about pricing. And when I was first starting out, I really was looking for that kind of information. So I knew what to keep in mind for pricing my items and to see like if I'm comparable price-wise. I will say that these prices work for my area. I'm in Florida. It's a higher cost of living area. So a lower cost of living area, they might be a little too high, or they might seem too low to you if you're selling things higher. So it is relative that way, but I like to collect this information and like use it as a baseline for myself. So I'm hoping I can share that with you, and that'll help you as well. And I'll let you know of my strategy for how I price things, because I believe I do it a little bit differently than some people. Some people are straight like, this is how much time it takes, this is my material cost, therefore this is my price. Okay, so my first section of prices starts at $5 for my crochet items. I do have a couple things on the table that are a little bit cheaper that are not crochet. So as far as crochet items go, they start at $5. So I've got a bunch of different colors of these little octos, all for $5. I've got pinks, blues, purples, oranges. I've tried to hit pretty much all the colors of the rainbow. And these items for this particular market are $5. I have sold these for $6 at my previous market, and they did just fine. But it's going to have more traffic than my last event, but it's an event kind of in the middle of nowhere. So I think a slightly lower price point is where I'm comfortable starting out. So you can do that too, just so you know. If this item is $5 this time and you find out it does well, don't be afraid to bump that up for the next one. So that's my $5 items. Then we have $6 items. I know this bag is kind of like, what's in that? It doesn't look very professional, but this is just kind of how I transport to. I've got a mess of scrunchies in different colors. I've got, again, blues, greens, purples, terracotta. There's some pink and some beige and some black. I did not use a pattern for these. If I didn't say, that mini octo pattern is all from Jade. She's got a tutorial for free on YouTube, but I did buy the pattern bundle because there's like an octo family. These ones are just done with like a half double crochet, and I didn't use a pattern, so I can't point you to that, but it's super simple to do. They take me literally like 10 minutes to do. And I sell those for $6 or 2 for $10. So they'd be another $5 item if you bought 2. So what do we have next? Oh, if you see me looking down, I have the written out inventory list. I like a paper copy that I have the individual colors listed, but when I put it in my Square app, it'll just say like mini octo, and then I'll go back and reference my like written list to see what color sold, because I personally like to track which colors do well, so I can make more of that color. And if I see nobody's touching, say, I don't know, the orange, I won't make as many for the next one. But yeah, that's just trying to like hone in on exactly what my demographic of customer wants. These are my next item. These mini octos I sell for $7. I only have one set in rainbow because that's another all from Jade pattern, but I found, here, let me show you size comparison. It's really not that much bigger at all, but these take me like 10 to 15 minutes longer to make. So I had made a few of these, then found this pattern, and then decided like this is where I'm going to put my focus, because I have to price these a little higher, and I wanted something at a lower price point, because I feel like it's easier to sell somebody on buying, say, a $5 item than it is like a $35 item. now I know 7 and 5, they're not that far apart, but it just made more sense for me to focus on that lower price point item. But since I made these, obviously I'm going to try to sell them. So that is a $7 bin. They are my only $7 item. And after I sell them, I probably won't make any more of that pattern unless I make the full like mom baby set, because those are also a part of a mom baby set. This is a random bin of like aquatic type animals. These are not actually my next item. I forgot. I have an $8 item. I forgot about these because they are new inventory for me. They are fidgets. There's a marble in there. I don't know if you can kind of see, it's like sticking up so slightly. There's a marble in there and you can push it around. I've got these. This one I had bought a pattern for off of Etsy. And I liked it. It was cool. I found a way to make the pattern faster. It's slightly smaller. The middle isn't open like it is on this. This one's like a donut. I don't know if you can see it through that. So I found a way to make it faster. So I made these two of that pattern. And then I had seen these. Oop, I dropped it. I'm back. I had seen these, a pattern for these, but I didn't want to buy a pattern for something that I could pretty much freehand because it's a rectangle of fabric. You fold it in half, sew it up, and then you like surface crochet. But these are mazes. The marble is supposed to travel like that on this one, and on this one it's a little more simple. It's a basic U. And then I also freehanded these ones, and they're just for pushing the marble back and forth. Since these are a new item, I don't know how they'll do, so I gave them an $8 price point. So yes, moving on. Now we're into my $9 items, starting with a spin of random things. I've got a crab. This is all from Jade. I wanted to make more of these because I think they're super cute, but I didn't. I just ran out of time. This is a pattern for Etsy. I think it's called Clam and Pearl or something to that extent. But I think oysters only make pearls. Don't quote me on that. But I think she called it a clam if you're looking for it. I think it's cute. And in the pattern, she has you sew this pearl in. I didn't want to sew it in, so I didn't. Then we have this seashell and this little chunky frog. Another all from Jade pattern, I'm pretty sure. And then we have this baby leggy frog. This is the infamous baby leggy frog pattern that everybody does. These are all $9 items. They're just kind of a bin of like random aquatic items that didn't fit with the other stuff I made. So it's a miscellaneous bin pretty much. This is a bin of fruits. I've got 2 chocolate covered strawberries, white chocolate, regular chocolate, 2 regular strawberries, 2 blueberries. For an upcoming market on the 15th, it's called the Berry Pick where I live in Florida. It's on a blueberry farm, so I'll be making a bunch of berries for that one. But this is all I have for this one currently. I've got a pineapple and an orange that I freehanded. Freehanded? Yeah, that's a word. These are $9 items as well. Then what should we have next? Oh yeah. We have my bin of plush octos. Now this is why I say size matters. Because there's no way I would sell this item for the same amount of money as this item. It's like double the size. But these are, in fact, the same pattern. They crochet up just about as fast. And even with the blanket yarn being a little more expensive, I guess in theory, I could have this be a $5 item and this be a $6 item. But like the look of it, I just think it's worth more than $6. So because it's in plush yarn and came out a lot bigger, I take that into consideration, and this is a $9 item. Not everybody does that, and I had my friend say that she thinks I should just explain that even though they're the same pattern and this one's like huge comparatively, that's why they're the same price. And I just don't want to do that. I think people can't get over like the size difference on something. You know? Maybe they can. But oh yeah. Here, let me pull it out so you can see it more. I've got teal, purple, lemon lime. This is baby lilac. This is lemon lime. This is all Bernat blanket. I think this one was called denim. I don't remember what this one is called, but I've been calling it mermaid. This is like a multicolored teal. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 of those. I had 12, but my sister ordered something for me, so I gave her one of these. It's like a little bonus gift. My next $9 bin are these bees. Bees are always a good seller. I prefer the traditional black and white, but I know some people like the kind of softer look of this like pastel yellow. Did I say black and white? Black and yellow. Traditional black and yellow, but some people like the light black and yellow. And then for a little bit of interest, I've got blue, pink, and purple. This is a pattern that I found on Instagram. I don't remember the person's name, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you can find it. And yeah, I think that is it for my $9 items. Yes. Okay. So our next price section are $12 items. And I've got a fair bit. Ugh. I've got this random bin of $12 items. They didn't really fit with the other things. I've got this pink fish. I don't remember the name of the pattern, but it was a free pattern, but I also changed a lot of it. So you might not be able to find it based on the look of this fish. But good luck if you want to do it. I thought about getting a fishbowl and making a few, but I just made that yesterday, so I don't have time to do it for this market. Baby leggy frog and plush yarn. A bigger bee. And what I'm calling a baby shark. This is a pattern from Etsy, but I think next time I make it, I want to change it because the feedback I got on it was that his body's not elongated enough to be sharky. So I think I'm going to modify it to make it next time elongated. I do that a lot. So some of these patterns you might not recognize from the original pattern because I will buy it and then change it. I don't know why I'm like this. Like these, for example. This was originally a pattern from Katie Being Creative on YouTube. It's a free pattern, but I changed it. This one I didn't do a whole lot to. I just felt like it looked better with like this ring around it. So after I made it the way the pattern told me to, I just added this ring. But yeah, I have a bunch of these. I guess not really a bunch, but I have, what is that, 12? I've got pink, yellow, 2 blues. I wanted to do other colors, but I didn't want to make 2 of everything because I got lazy after making like 10 of them. So I just did one of each of these colors. And then, of course, the traditional red. Oh, and I don't think no, she might have. I was going to say, I don't think she put a smiley face, but I put a smiley face. But I think now that I'm thinking about it, hers maybe did have a face. I don't know. It all blurs together. Then this is a bin of mostly aquatic things. This is not aquatic, but I did not have anywhere else to put it because it didn't fit in that other bin. But this is a glow-in-the-dark ghost. This yarn glows in the dark. I changed this pattern too because I was supposed to do like a bigger bobble stitch all the way around on the bottom. But it got to be really time consuming. So by the time I got down there, I just didn't. Oh, and this yarn is a freaking nightmare to work with. It's got like no give. Like even cotton yarn has like a little bit of give to it. This does not. And it was just such a fracking hassle. So that's why there's only one of these. I wanted to like experiment with this pattern and maybe get good at it by the time fall rolls around, because glow in the dark ghosts seem like it would do really well. But I don't know. I got to find like a simpler pattern or something, because that yarn, no, not it, fam. Not it. I hate the way this turned out. This is a rainbow squid. I like how it looks, like the shape of it, but I held the yarn double as I do for a lot of things to make them bigger, and it just didn't come out pretty. Like the color combinations, I don't know. Like this came out really Christmassy looking here, and then like this is kind of okay, but then like this orange and purple is like kind of gross. I don't like it. Not my favorite. I did that to myself though. Nothing wrong with the pattern. It's also on Etsy. I don't remember the seller. But if you guys want to know the names of any of these patterns and like who created them, and I didn't happen to say it, let me know and I will find that information for you. I just don't have it off the top of my head. I have 6 of these octos. This was another pattern I wanted to experiment with 4 octos to make a slightly bigger one than my like little mini $5 ones. But this one took more time than I thought it would. So these are priced honestly a little bit low because it took more time than I wanted it to. So I only have a set of 6 of those rainbow ones. And then I've got these little no-sew whales. Yeah, they're cute. There's a free tutorial on YouTube. I don't remember the girl's name. Sorry. But I bought this pattern on Etsy also because I like having a printed version of my patterns. I like to work like off of paper instead of a computer or a phone. So anytime that I can find, even if I have to pay for it, a version that I can print and just have in front of me, I will do that. That's controversial to some people because I know there's some people that don't buy patterns at all. But I will literally take a free pattern, and if you tell me that I can get a PDF download version of it for $3, I will go pay you $3 for it. It's just how I prefer to work, you know? So, is that all my $12? Oh, I forgot one. I crocheted this little Chinese dumpling, and I put a little face on her and some like eyelashes, and it came out cute. And I got this little steamer for her to go into. But she's too thick to actually close it. But it's okay, because like on my table, I'll probably display it like this. So you could like see her. But yeah, she was cute. I don't know what was wrong with me that day. That pattern was supposed to come out. Ooh, I'm like out of room on my desk. That pattern was supposed to actually come out bigger, but I like skipped a bunch of rounds on it. Don't know why. I just wasn't paying attention. So that was my bad. That I think is, what's her name? Emmy Creations. I think the designer's name is Chloe. Don't quote me on that, but that's what's coming to mind. But Emmy Creations, she has a YouTube too. But her pattern does not look like that. It looks similar to that, but I messed it up. So I don't want to sell you on something that I messed up. So if you get it and it looks different than mine, that's because I'm stupid. But it's still a cute pattern. Like I would go buy it. And then next we have $15 items. So that was the last of my $12 items. And now we're into $15. yeah. We have this Weeby Alien. This is on Etsy. We have this sea turtle. I don't like how it came out. There was a lot of sewing. I try to find no-sew patterns for markets because I don't always like how my sewing things come out, and I'm kind of lazy, so I won't always fix it. Like this one, I didn't fix, and it's because I know that I'll never make this again for a market. So I will hold on to this until it sells, and if it doesn't sell, I'll put it in my like little clearance bin because I have a clearance bin. And yeah, so this particular turtle, not going to make it again. Took too much time, but it was a free tutorial on YouTube. Then these two were done from the same pattern. This is a pattern by Katie Being Creative. It's in her No Sew pattern bundle. This is the only one of that pattern. It's a pack of 3 that I crocheted for the market. And stick around on my channel because I'm going to be doing a comparison between Bernat Blanket and Premier Yarns Parfait Chunky. As you can see, there's a size difference in how these patterns worked up, even though it's supposed to be both the super bulky weight yarn and I use the same 6.5 millimeter hook. But yeah, they're super cute, and I highly recommend her patterns because it's cute, and she does markets too. So she's some of the only designers that I found that actually list their stuff as like no sew or low sew, which really matters if you're trying to look for like things that are fast makes for markets. This is a plush version of the bigger octo, the biggest ones that I have shown you so far. I don't remember the designer, but it was a tutorial on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, if I didn't say that before. And then this is a pattern modification that I made. The original pattern is the Chunky Boy Mushroom, something along that lines, on Ribbler. And I thought that pattern was cute. I do have the big version that I crocheted, but I wanted to make a smaller version. So this is my smaller version that I made of it. Just because I thought it was cute, and you know, having a small version means I could price it lower and it has potential to sell. So that was a bin of $15 items. Here's another bin of $15 items. This is my like miscellaneous bin, kind of. I guess they're all kind of miscellaneous for this price point. But this little ice cream cone. I kind of don't like it with the dark brown, but I don't have a beige in Sweet Snuggles. But this isn't Sweet Snuggles. I don't have a beige in Parfait Chunky, so I just use brown. It's a chocolate cone. This is one that my son's obsessed with, so I will probably end up making one for him. He's 3. I've got this big strawberry, this Stegosaurus. I think it was just called No Sew Mini Dino, but it came out pretty big. I don't know. That's not that mini. This one was also called the Mini Dino, or this one might have been Mini T-Rex, but it also came out kind of big. But these are $15 items, and they're both really cute. And this is my last bin of $15 items. I've got what I am calling a chick. I did not have orange yarn at the time, so it's got a pink beak and brown feet, and it actually, I was like, wow, that looks really familiar. And I couldn't place him for a while. I realized it's because he looks like Psyduck. So that was an accident, but it kind of amuses me, and I'm calling him a chick still. This is my version of a mallard duck. And then this penguin. Isn't this penguin so cute? I'm not going to be mad if this one doesn't sell because I think it's adorable. This was a pattern on Etsy. I don't remember the person's name. You'll get that a lot with me. I'm sorry. If I get enough people to that start asking like what patterns I'm using, I'll maybe start linking like a Google Doc with all my patterns listed. But until then, I'm going to get by with, if you want to know, just ask me. So, oh, I was going to say my next price point is $20, but that's not true. My next price point is $18, and I've got, actually I don't know if these count, but I'm counting them. I've got these headbands, and why I wasn't sure if they count is because I don't know if you can see it back there. I actually use a knitting machine for these and then sew them, so this is not technically crochet, but it's yarn related, so yeah. I have these for 18 or 2 for 30, so it would make them 15 each. So yes, I've got a bunch of sizes. There are tutorials of how to make that like type of headband and like how to sew it, but there's not tutorials for like child sizes. So you just have to kind of trial and error to see like the circumference of it. And I guess if enough people ask me for that, I can write up a little tutorial or maybe post it on YouTube of how to make these in child sizes. They're just done with Crafter's Secret, I think it's called, from Hobby Lobby. I think it's a good yarn. First, I get it in the big Crafter's Secret, like 1 pound skein, and it makes a bunch. That whole bag was done with just one of those, and they're like $11.99. So that's one reason I get that particular yarn. And another reason is because it's kind of got almost like a silky. Sorry, I had to like stop the video for a second. But that yarn has like a silky texture when it's worked up, like in a headband. Like it's smooth, whereas some acrylics can be like a little rougher. Like Red Heart, for example, I feel like that works up super rough. That's not that way. So I do really like that yarn. Oh, I had one more set of $15 items. I have stuff piled up, so ignore me while I like awkwardly reach like into the camera. I've got my keychains. I priced currently all my keychains at $15. I thought about going down to like 13, maybe 12. I don't know. I'm still debating. But they do sell for 15, so I don't know why I would change that, but I feel like they could sell better at a slightly lower price point. So I've got all of these wristlet style keychains. These are not from a pattern. I just crocheted up like 10 inches and then attached it to a key ring. I've got this color mustard, this color bisque, which I actually have come to hate because I think it's kind of pukey looking. Sand and black. Then I've got these two little coffee cups. Same. No!